And here we go. We are live with another episode of Analysts After Work. Thrilled, thrilled to be joined by my guests today, Laura Brandenburg, Jen Bedell. Welcome for the first time, and welcome back, Jen.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I'm
Vince.
excited to be here.
We'll see if you feel that way in about 60 minutes.
I really have no idea what I'm in for. So
No,
yeah.
this is so. I mean, I'll give you a little bit of background on this. And this is a nice recap for anybody that's joining. Steve, I see you. Welcome back, brother.
Great to see you.
This started during the pandemic as a way of maintaining some of the relationships that you build when you go to conferences and you have those happy hours. So the idea was, well, what if we still had a happy hour and we just live streamed it so we can talk about anything. Usually it does circle around the BA space. So like, because think about if you go out for work with friends, like, or colleagues rather, well, they might be your friends too. You talk about stuff, you talk about life, but you talk about work too. That's the idea. So there we go. I don't think you'll regret it, but I like to scare people. Welcome, Laura. Yeah, for those that don't know, this is your first time. Quick intro, and Jen, you can do an intro too, but I trust you less, so you can go second.
My intro.
you're
Sorry,
up.
I thought
Yeah.
you were going to do an intro, Vince. All right.
No. I mean,
All right.
you can intro
Everybody knows
yourself.
who you are. So I'm
No, but-
Laura from Bridging the Gap. We recently just celebrated our 15-year anniversary, which is when I published my very first blog post, like way back in the day.
Wow.
No vision of becoming a training company, just like I was actually thinking of becoming a consultant or a contractor of some sort. So fast forward, and now I'm 100% focused on training business analysts, and yeah, it's what I'm excited about. I authored How to Start a Business Analyst Career. I'm working on a new book, which I'm really excited about, more of a book proposal, or it's in the proposal stage. So like it's really early on.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's a bit about me. We focus on foundational business analysis skills that really help people get set up for success and be more effective.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Jen, before we come to you, just want to say, give some shout outs. We already we shouted out Steve. Amy is checking in from San Diego. Rachel from Wisconsin. Marianne from Regina. Judy is in Kansas City. Oh, I guess for the BA day.
Yeah.
Because Judy is not out of Kansas City. Stephanie from Melbourne. We have another one from and appreciate it because it's like 4 a.m, I think, or like maybe it's 6 a.m. And
It's like 7.
Is it 7? Is it 14 hours? Okay. For me, sorry.
Right.
In the Eastern time zone, it's 14 hours. In the Atlantic, it's 13. But anyways, welcome to the show, Jen. I joke a little. I'm admittedly a little nervous. As always, with any time a Jen is on this show, because I'm always like, did she share the invite with the other Jens? Laura, I don't know if you've gone through any of the backlog. There was an infamous 3 Jens episode with Jennifer Bedell, Jennifer Batten, and Jennifer Forrest, and it took about 10 minutes before I lost control of the show. And I just sat back and let them talk. Like, it was an absolute disaster. So Jen, I know you. Welcome back, and for those that are joining new, maybe a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I am one Jen with 2 N's.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Amy. See, feeling the love. I actually became a BA probably about 20 years ago. But here's the thing. I read this really cool blog that talked about how your skills are transferable so you can kind of break into becoming a BA. It was this thing called Bridging the Gap. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Anyway.
Was this planned?
No, it was not. This is me fangirling.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah. No, it was very inspirational back then. And I realized that I had actually been doing business analysis longer than I thought. And now it's my passion. So here we are. Yeah.
What a
That's
sweet
amazing.
story. What a
Yeah.
sweet
It's
story.
like this is the first time we actually have a real conversation. So
Right?
I
Yeah.
know, 15 years later. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we've all sort of been in like the
Yeah.
ecosystem, but we're like orbiting planets at times, right? Like
Yeah.
we might cross paths, but like, I mean, definitely Laura, yours is a name that I know, but I don't know that
Yeah.
we've ever been at the same event. We've never like,
Well, I
because
pretty much like don't travel a lot for conferences. So
then that would
there's
explain
that.
it. Yes,
Yeah, I
there's
know.
that.
Like I always like, oh, maybe I should travel this year. Like what event should I go to? And then like the year flies by. I'm like, oh right, I still didn't do that. So
Right.
yes, I
It's
get a
not
lot of
that
FOMO about the groups and the events. That's for sure. That's for
okay.
sure.
When's the last time you had FOMO for an event?
Wasn't everybody just at BBC?
Yeah, well, in May, but yeah,
In May. Okay, that feels
yeah,
like a just. Yeah, I think a little
yeah.
bit then. Yeah. Yeah.
It was. I'm not gonna lie. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I was just in and out. Like I know a lot of folks, especially the ones that come from overseas. They come in for the week, so I know.
Yeah.
Like I was seeing pictures the weekend leading in, like Adrian Reed and Tina Lovelock went to the LA the Las Vegas sign.
Mm,
Philip, I think, rented a car. Philip Hendricks rented a car and went to the Grand Canyon, and like just everyone pile in. Uh, I flew in on Wednesday and the conference was already underway, so I'm
right.
like, eh, whatever. But it was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
And it's nice. My room was standing room only. I had one
Mm,
of the bigger rooms, which was kind of cool. It was fun. It was fun, and I got challenged by other speakers. And this is the part that you definitely don't have FOMO over, because I don't. Where it's like, hey, I wonder if you could. I dare you to work. The words that I had were King Charles, wombat, and crystal meth, and I got them all in. So
Nice.
wow.
tick,
Nice.
but what a challenge. But yeah, BBC was fun. We'll see what happens next. I guess next year at this point, because it's still 2023. But
Yeah.
still waiting to hear. But work travel is overrated. I don't know, Jen. What do you think? Work travel overrated?
No, I wouldn't say it's overrated.
Okay.
I've always loved work travel. I don't have work travel right now, not like I used to. Um, but I used to love it. I've been to India twice. I've been to
Mm.
Barcelona multiple times and Prague and
It's Barcelona.
yes,
Barcelona. Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
With the tongue, with the tongue. No, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Just playing.
There's a whole history with that too on why
I know.
you probably explained it to me,
I,
actually.
I may have, but
Yeah.
yeah. Do I need to rehash it
I
now, or
I think you do.
okay?
Just
Well, so
yeah.
first of all,
Yes, and
Brienne, yes, I get FOMO bad. Um, yeah. So like, next week is project. Are you going to Albuquerque next week, Jen?
Albuquerque. I am not going to Albuquerque
Okay.
next week.
Good, because I'm not going either. And I'm seeing all these people going to Albuquerque. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have some FOMO, but I'll just ignore LinkedIn for a bit.
I will be.
Um,
You and I can FOMO together.
we can
We'll
FOMO
be
together,
fellow FOMOers.
fellow FOMers. So the whole Lisp thing is a result of change the Spanish people changing their language to accommodate a king who lisped, so that he
Mm.
wasn't self-conscious. And that to me is the ultimate show of power. When you can change an entire language because you lisp, you are a gangster.
Is that's kind of like the Emperor's New Clothes, isn't it?
I mean, A little bit, but I am not going to say that because I want to be welcome back. I need to go back to Spain every once in a while, so
Okay.
I can't
Okay.
offend the Spanish people, uh, because yeah,
Yeah,
I need to
this,
go there.
yeah. Yeah,
But
you need that Catalan cream. You need them to be nice, be kind to you. Have you had the Catalan cream?
Catalan cream, no. What qué es
Just
eso?
just go order it.
Catalan. Do you
Mm.
mean crema
It's
catalana?
well, yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, I've had that.
Yeah. Oh, he
Yeah.
doesn't understand English now. He's been to Barcelona
No.
once and now he doesn't understand English.
Actually, I have only been to Barcelona once, but we spend a lot of time. My wife is Spanish, and so we go a lot, and we spend a lot of times in Madrid, and then in my in-laws' town, which is a couple hours north of Madrid.
Mm.
Steve is my Steve keeps me honest. Yes, Steve Jones. I'm sorry. We missed the first question because we launched right into the
We
fangirling.
did.
What is everyone bevering today? And I will go first. I'm just finishing an afternoon coffee, and that is being followed by a chaser of water. So
All right.
yeah. How about you,
Well,
Jen?
I am drinking water out of my Mariner 20th
Hmm.
anniversary coffee cup.
All right.
So that is so the company that I work for, we also are celebrating 20 years this year along with IIBA. So that's pretty cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
cool.
Congratulations. Yeah. Yeah. And
Laura,
me,
yeah,
just water
water.
with a
Cool.
backup of more water.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, I also have a backup. We're all good.
Fantastic,
Yes.
fantastic. Marianne's got Diet Pepsi. Looks like Rachel's got a Cabernet going. This is fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah,
jealous.
a little Cab Sav, Cab
Yeah.
Franc maybe. Oh, you got to go red. Cab Sav. Um, there
Can
we
can I
go. All right.
can I
Yeah,
back up a little bit
of
because I
course.
said I never travel for work anymore and I miss it. And then Karen pipes in and says never, huh? So I just want to clarify. I do still travel. It's just for fun and
Oh,
conferences.
sure.
So, but do you call that work travel or do you call that fun travel?
Uh,
What
um,
do you do?
I think if you're, I think it depends on the focus. I think what is the intent of the travel? So, are you traveling for work and then you're going to have some fun? Or are you traveling for fun and then you're going to do some work? And I think there's a
So,
difference there.
so I'm traveling for a conference because it's fun.
Okay.
I don't see
And
it
are
as
you
work.
speaking?
Yes?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that could be both ways. Yeah.
So, I mean, I how
At
am I
least
gonna
that's what I
how
tell them. No.
how am I gonna navigate this and still maintain many of my friendships? I see speak going to a conference as work travel.
Okay. And that's
Um,
okay. It's part of
yeah,
your livelihood.
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw a couple episodes ago, I had Fabrizio on, and he was like, for BBC next year, we should all get an Airbnb and like share. And I'm like, no, no, I
Oh,
don't want to do that. Like, I need my quiet time. I need my space. I can't. I I
the
love I love y'all.
yep.
I can't do it.
Introvert versus extrovert. Because I was
Yeah.
messaging with Fabrizio's wife, Tay Tay,
Uh-huh. Yes.
and she mentioned Airbnb, and I'm like, oh, what a great idea.
Right. And
I
see,
would be with you,
I'm sure,
Vince. Like when I'm in a
right,
conference,
Laura?
I'm like,
Yeah.
I love to be out there and talk to people, but I need my space. Yeah, quiet space.
I can't there's a reason why I will always like if there's like a reception or something at a conference, I will try to speak that day. And it's I'm revealing all of my secrets here, everyone.
Okay.
It's so that at the reception, I don't feel pressured to go up to people and
Mm.
talk to them. I can just let them come to me because
Ah,
I'm good with like if people come to me and want to talk, I'm great. But
yeah.
I am not that dude that's going to walk up to a group and say, "How's everyone doing? Hey, great conference, eh?" Like I'm just not that dude.
Yeah.
I am not that dude.
I
So,
understand. I'm very shy that way too.
and that's what it's shyness. It's shyness.
I kid. You know I'm kidding.
Yeah. No, but for me it is like
I
for me it
follow
is.
Amy around.
I know. Amy is like an apex extrovert. Like
She's pretty
apex.
awesome.
Yeah.
Amy is awesome. Amy is awesome. So, back to the original. I see it as business travel, and that is not fun. Like, I get the only time I've ever made people jealous with where I was going and legit enjoyed it was Honolulu,
Ah, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Everywhere else, it's like, okay, in a couple weeks, we're going to Boston. Well, we're flying into Boston, then we're taking a cab to Burlington,
Right.
and we're staying in a hotel in Burlington. Like,
Yeah.
Near
that's
the
not
mall.
near the mall, but and I know that Steve is planning a bunch of, we're going to where did
Cheesecake
we go last
Factory.
year? Cheesecake Factory. I want to go back to Legal Seafood because it's a funny name.
I want to go
But
to
like
illegal seafood. I want to see what that's
that's
like.
what I want to. I'm like, is there an illegal seafood? Because so, but it's not fun. Like you're in a hotel. You know what I mean? That to me is not fun. It's
You're hanging with the wrong crowd, Vince.
Well, yeah, and here's the best news I've seen all day. Legal
There you
I didn't
go.
Seafood
know it was
is open
closed.
again.
My husband
Neither
is
did
like
I,
a
but
huge fan of legal. Like that was one of my first scores ever with him. Was like I had like live lobster or semi-live lobster shipped in
yeah,
for his birthday, and he was like, and the seafood chowder. We get really good chowder now down here, but at the time we didn't. We were in Colorado. We didn't get great like bisque or anything. Yeah,
gotcha.
he swears
Whereabouts
by
are you
that stuff.
now?
I'm in North Carolina. We
Oh,
actually had this like cool little Maine lobster shack. Like it's this tiny
Oh,
little thing
cool.
open up and they ship in lobster every day. I don't know how they sustain it in the off season, but it's amazing. So yeah, it's
okay.
a mile down the road. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean,
Nice.
that's only 1.6 kilometers. That's fantastic. That's that's like
So
a
yes, we
15-minute
haven't had
walk.
to ship things in from legal for a long time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I loved Legal when we were there, and like
Yeah.
I was the last time we were there, it was closed, and I think that's how we ended up at Cheesecake Factory. Not that it was
Mm,
bad, but just Legal was great. And
it's
the
a thing.
last time we were there, like the lobster bisque was chef's kiss.
Yeah.
It is awesome. As we
Chowder.
continue, whenever a question comes in from the audience, I try to,
Yeah.
especially when it's a serious question, not
Okay.
a ridiculous question. So Rachel's got a question. What do you think the percentage of BAs are introverts versus extroverts? I have an opinion, but I'm curious what you
Oh.
guys think.
I think it depends on where your focus area is as a BA. I would say
Mm,
it's probably 60% introvert.
Okay.
That's my take.
Okay. This is
yeah.
totally anecdotal, not scientific, but just
Yeah,
Oh,
just a
I
feel.
was struggling. I wanted to say 50-50, and then when I really thought about it, I think definitely leaning more towards introverts, maybe even 70-80%. I don't know, because
Yeah.
people like, well, I have a video on how to excel as an introvert as a business analyst, and like I get comments because people are like, Laura, there's no way you're an introvert. Like you seem so
Hmm.
extroverted. I'm like, yeah, I record a
mm.
video and then I like need a nap. Like, it's like, so I look great for like 10 minutes and then like I'm done, you know? So it's where you get your energy
Yeah.
from, right? Not how you can
Hmm.
present yourself. But
Hmm.
Jen,
Yeah.
you feel like you are truly an extrovert, like you get your energy from other people?
Oh,
Or,
100,
okay.
110%. Like I'm
Yeah.
that person that I'm tired at the end of the day unless somebody says, "Do you want to go out and grab a drink?"
Mm,
Off I go,
Mm.
right?
yeah.
And then I can't go to sleep afterward because I got to wind
Mm,
down. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the opposite of my husband. That's fun.
Yeah.
So he's usually dragging me out of places.
Yeah. We have one daughter who is very extroverted and the rest of the family is introverts. And I'm like, it's got to be so hard to be the extrovert in the family that would all just sit and read, like be totally happy sitting on the couch together reading. And she like, wants to talk.
It is good for balance though, because I especially when I was younger, I would overdo it. I didn't know my limits. And so having somebody who's more introverted and kind of saying, "Are you really sure you need to do all of this?"
Mm-hmm.
So like this is number 1 of 3 events tonight.
Wow.
But I might
And
not do the second one just because I'm trying to think ahead to tomorrow morning.
are you going to have a nap in between? Because by the way, I loved hearing that because that's my thing. After I speak, I go
Yeah.
and have a nap, and I just disappear for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can call that sleep, or we can call it a nap. It's
It's a
one or the other,
recharge.
but
Yeah.
it's a recharge. I need it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm like devastated.
Yeah.
So last week I was at my company conference in Vegas, which followed. So my travel the last we won't talk about business travel. I was last Thursday. I flew to Austin, Texas, for the Austin BA Day, the Fellowship of the BA. Saturday I flew home. Sunday I was back at the airport to go to Vegas for my company conference, and I spoke 5 times in 2 days. I was so sore this weekend. I was like, I couldn't move because it was company. I couldn't. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go have a nap now. Whereas with
Right.
BA World, it's like, all right, you guys are going, sessions are going. See you in an hour. I'm gonna go have a nap. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do that. So it's exhausting.
The
But I'm
the
a
yeah.
chameleon. Like Rachel's got a comment here that she's an extroverted introvert. Yeah, I fake it too because people are like,
Yeah.
no, there's no way you're introverted. No, at the end of this show, Laura, at the end when we go off the air, you'll see I'll just do this. It doesn't matter who's on. It doesn't matter. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Anyways,
I'm gonna go skip around the block or something.
so I lean more towards I'm probably somewhere in the middle. I would say it's probably
Yeah.
like 70-30. And I think it's 70-30.
In which
I
direction?
in for the towards the introvert. Now I do want to say something that I think will be interesting. I think as BAs get into more leadership positions, they are forced to swing that pendulum back. I don't. Would you agree, Jennifer Bedell, recent promotee to people leader in her organization?
So when you say
And
swing it back,
congratulations.
oh, thank you. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations.
Do you mean become more extrovert? When you say
I
swing it back?
I th- I think as you rise up, I don't think you change, but I think as you move into like the people managers of a BA team, for example,
Mm-hmm.
the balance is shifted a little bit. I don't think it's 70-30. It's probably more a 60-40. So you start to see more the extroverted BAs move into more leadership-y type roles. And that's again totally anecdotal.
Yeah. I I think it would be harder to find the split because I don't think leadership qualities are as easily to define introvert or extrovert as it
I'd
is for a
agree.
BA quality.
I would
I
agree.
think you can be very introverted. It would be harder for somebody to discover that you're introverted if you're in a leadership role. But
Why do you think that?
yeah, because you need to be more proactive and
Okay.
be more conversational, more with the people. Like you've got to put yourself out there more.
Right. And
But
then
I
you
don't
just have
know. I guess,
you have a longer
yeah,
nap afterwards.
sure.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
I
Go
mean,
ahead, Laura.
I moved into a leadership role and I remember getting some coaching around this because I felt like the expectation it came with was like quick decisions and being engaged, and like obviously it does come with more engagement and more meetings and more one-on-ones with your team and all of those things. But I remember it being like, oh, I just need to like learn to think faster. And a coach was like, are you sure like that's the problem? And I was like, maybe you just need to respect the fact that you think better when you're like independent, right? And like have your
Right.
thinking time and structure your interactions that allow you in a way that allow you to do that. And I think as business analysts, like the role itself, because we tend to have meetings, then we do documentation, and then we like the role is sort of structured in a way that allows us to have often that thinking time. Whereas a management position, you have to be a little bit more intentional about it. And you have to set some boundaries about like how quickly you'll make decisions or provide feedback on things. At least that was my experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I guess I've been observing and been around, and this is my first like formal people leadership. Well, I had one before, but it was short-lived, just because I got moved to another project. But um, I've observed enough and talked enough and learned enough, I guess, that I kind of didn't put those expectations on myself. I came into this with I'm new, and no matter how much I think I know, I'm still new at the actual doing of it, the applying of it. So I got to give myself the opportunity to learn.
Yeah.
So
It's a
it's
very healthy attitude.
Yeah, I did not. I had a lot of expectations.
it was to keep myself from getting too stressed out about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
And I mean, I think back my daughter when she started university, and like a week in, and she's all calling and she's upset because she doesn't know where any of her classes are. She doesn't know all this stuff. She doesn't even know her way around. And I'm going, you've been there a week.
Yeah.
Give it some time. Like, remember your first day of high school. And by the end of it, like they asked her to just stay and work there after she graduated. So, she figured it out. And I think we just have to be kind to ourselves.
Yeah.
So yes, so I agree in principle,
Okay.
but there's like, are we really dancing around the whole like sink or swim type thing? And like you need to fail. Isn't that a good thing? But maybe
I've already
and now
had
I'm
some
like,
failures.
no, and I'm talking myself out of it as I'm
Okay.
like trying to build this very intelligent argument. I'm like, no, you're an idiot. This you learn to swim by not sinking, and so maybe your head goes under the water a little bit, but you like, oh, that's not good. Let me figure out how to stay above. Um, so interesting. I don't know. I always enjoyed the people aspect. Like, I know, whenever I had a new team member, the first thing we did was we went out for coffee,
Hmm.
because any excuse to go get coffee. But
Oh, what kind of coffee, Vince? It is that time of year.
no, I'm not entertaining that comment. Um, but we would go for coffee, and the first conversation was always around, like, where do you want to go next? I know it's your first day. Where do you want to go next? Because it's up to me to help you get there. And so, that doesn't I mean, it makes me look good as a leader, but it was, what do you want to do? And then how can I help you get that? And I recognize it might be 5 years away, but how can I start you down that road so that you can get what you want? And this isn't about just, you work for me, do what I say. So I always like that aspect. I don't have staff reporting to me. I kind of, like it for where I'm at right now. And I don't know that I want staff again, because I'm actually getting to do some really cool work. and it doesn't matter that I have people or not. Whereas in a previous life, the number of people you had reporting to you was an indication of your power and authority in a previous life.
Yeah. How often is that a thing? Like, I know there are people who think that way, but is that still the way people think?
I I mean, I think so.
Can you be a leader without having people?
I think so.
I would agree.
Whose show is this? Let me ask some more questions of Vince.
Yeah, let me hold on a second. Let me just there we go. There we go. Okay.
Uh,
Okay,
We
you
can
don't need to
play with
spotlight
the
me, Vince.
No, but you're the host.
Look at,
So
I know, but this is the first. Have you ever heard me say that? I don't need the spotlight.
no, never.
There you go. See?
Never.
Growth. Growth. This is what leadership is doing to me.
Oh wow. Put me in the spotlight. Um so that has been my experience. Um Admittedly, I came from an industry, a sector that is very bureaucratic, very it was government. And so, the number of people that you had underneath you was an unspoken way of communicating how much authority and power you had. I'm not saying everybody bought into that. There was a general consensus that, oh wow, you have 40 people, I only have 20, therefore your voice carries more weight. And I think that's stupid, but that doesn't make it any less true in that context.
And that, yeah. See, I would almost say, hey, if you've got a team of 20 and you can produce the same output and deliver the same value as a team of 40, who's the better leader?
I mean, amen. Although not always would your outputs be the same. So it's not necessarily a comparison of apples to apples. It's
Right.
I produced 10 business cases. Well, I did 20 process maps. They're different, right? So it was harder to quantify or to compare other.
How do you feel
This
you
show just went
unhooked?
on a downer, man. What a downer. Let's go
I
back
know.
to
I
talking
think,
about the let's go back to
yeah.
talking about the pumpkin spice latte. Sorry,
You
Laura,
said
go
it
ahead.
out loud, Vince.
Go
Oh my
ahead.
goodness.
I was gonna ask like how you unhooked from that because I think the power is in like we all get caught up, right? In I almost want to say like ego, not that I was,
Mm-hmm.
but like ego driven numbers and metrics
Mm-hmm.
and like whether that's salary or people reporting to you or
Mm-hmm.
title or whatever, right? And so it sounds like you had a big unhooking. I mean, I've had a few unhookings along the way. Like what unhooked you from that?
I left.
Mm,
I
yeah.
left. And there were some other there was a sequence of events that sort of precipitated that.
Hmm.
Um, I got my we're gonna get really personal here. This might be, folks, I'm pre-warning you, this might be the third time that I cry on air. So I would get my pension statement every year, and my early retirement was 2037.
Mm.
And it was like, it sucks, but it's only 15 more years. And then in January of last year, my dad passed away. And that was sort of a big catalyst for me. Okay, I'm not going to cry, so I'm good. That was a big catalyst for me of like recognizing, reinforcing tomorrow is not guaranteed. And so here I am waiting 15 years for something
Mhm.
that 5 minutes is not guaranteed. And now I'm going to wait 15 years. And so it was like, no, I need to go.
Yeah.
I don't belong here anymore. And so that was what sort of that was a significant catalyst in in opening up my eyes to no, there's something better, and I need to go get it. And fortunately, an opportunity presented itself, and it's been delightful ever since. So
It's amazing.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if I've talked about that on air ever. Um,
Which part?
Yeah, it seems pretty recent.
it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
January of last year, and so like
Yeah.
I didn't do this show for about a year because I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like it, didn't want to. I missed it, but it was like I don't have the energy to do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm glad it's back. And I get to have people on and have these conversations. But
Yeah.
that was one of those like big things, because it's like I can't wait 15 years
Yeah.
to be happy. I'll be happy in 15 years. Like, great.
It's a long time. That's like
It's
a
a
lifetime.
long ass
Yeah.
time.
I didn't have
So
quite that mindset, but when I left corporate, it would have been about 15 years ago, or 15 and a half. It was right before I started bridging the gap. And it was like a totally toxic environment. I had 15-person team, so not 20 or 40, but like at 29 years old, I was really excited about managing a 15-person team. Like, it felt like kind of a big deal. But yeah, it just turned, like, the environment turned so toxic. And I kind of had the opposite, where I looked like I had been like saving, like for this like someday. And I was like, what am I saving for? This is like my freedom ticket. Like, I could not work for a couple of years and be fine. And that was the moment I was like, all right, it's time to walk away. Like, and something completely new unfolded, and I went back to contracting and consulting as an individual VA for a while, and loved that, and realized like, oh, this is the part I always liked, before I kind of got pushed into some of these other roles that just weren't a great fit. So yeah, I can appreciate part of your journey.
Yeah. It's as folks are putting it, it's not. It was a totally toxic environment. And what's worse is it didn't have to be, but it was. And let's just say culture comes from the top. So it is what it is. But all good. I've moved to Infotech. I spent the years. People would always ask me, like, because I was working there and I was speaking and I was doing all this other stuff. And they're like, why? Why are you? And I'm like, in mind, I was always building an infrastructure that would allow me, when I wanted to flip a switch and say, okay, time to go. And so all of the things that, it was funny because it was toward the end where a lot of that stuff came to fruition. Like, I started speaking a lot more, keynoting, LinkedIn learning started happening. And so, and now I've got 5 courses. The next 2 come out. One is coming out next month. Another one comes out the month after. Like, I'm aiming for 10 courses. That's my goal. And I keep saying to them, I will do these for free. I'm just happy to do them because they're awesome. And they keep saying no. But that's a different issue.
So that's work travel.
That is work travel. I view it as such.
Okay.
No, it's not. So, I mean, look, I get to go out to California. I get to be put up in a hotel. Like, I get a rental car. I get put up in a hotel. I get to go to the LinkedIn studios. I get to record. It's still work though. Like, I'm there to do a job. And so I've, I don't book extra days at the beginning or the end to like, oh, I'm going to go tour around. No, I'm there. I have a job to do, and then I'm out. But like, all these things came together, and it's starting to build that. It's continuing to build that infrastructure. The difference now is I really like where I'm at, and so I don't feel that same pressure to be able to flip that switch. I'm still going to build, because you never know, but that's the thing. So
I look at my speaking sort of in a similar way, not so much that I'm building to flip a switch.
Mhm.
But when the time comes and I don't want to do this, when I want to retire, when
Mhm.
retirement comes, my retirement plan is my husband plays music. I have just as much fun, get just as much buzz from conferencing as he does from music. So
Mhm.
he'll get a music gig, I'll get a conference gig, and we'll travel somewhere and we write off our travel and potentially get paid enough to fund our trip.
There you go.
That's
You could
kind
be
of the
each other's
idea.
roadies.
Yes, we
Yeah,
could.
we could be each
Absolutely.
other's roadies. Yeah.
I know how to put his three-piece speaker together. I've done that.
Okay. I couldn't tell you how to do that, but I am
It's
not of
like
that world.
Lego. It just
Is it? Okay.
stacks. Yeah.
All right.
You made it sound way more like.
Yeah. I thought it was like you were like assembling the components and
It's like
yeah.
easier than Lego. It seriously it just stacks on top of
Stack,
itself.
stack, done.
There, I did
Okay,
it.
cool. 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 Well, I mean, Jen, that's that. I think, I think that is a fantastic post-retirement plan. And in the meantime, it sounds like you're having a good time anyway.
I am. I see another comment though that yeah, there it is.
Walter, yeah, I saw it. I saw it.
Yeah.
Buddy,
Yeah.
I'm if I've already put in the dates for next year. I'm hoping to get approval, and assuming that I get approval, I will be there because I don't want to do another virtual. I hated with all you guys in Brussels, and I'm in
Oh.
Aurora. Like, no, I'm not
What did
doing that
I
again.
yeah, is it May? What are I thought you guys
It's
were looking at
May.
April.
I've got the date. No, it's like the end of May. So Laura, we're talking
Oh,
about BA and Beyond,
I
which is
might be there
a
Mm.
after all.
lovely conference hosted by the Brussels chapter and the Amsterdam
I think this
chapter.
is the last one I got FOMO about too. Everybody was like in Europe, right? It
Right?
looked amazing. Yeah, end of
Yeah.
May is like the toughest time for our family, but yeah.
Week of the 27th, Jen.
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I've done virtual the last couple years. I'm not doing virtual. If they want me and I can't go, I will just back out. So
So I am now with this new information, breaking news to
yes,
me,
yes.
um, and the fact that the Springsteen concert in Montreal has been postponed. We can take the money
Uh-huh.
my husband was going to spend to go to Montreal, and we can go back to Brussels and Amsterdam again.
Isn't Montreal just like around the corner for you?
Maybe.
Okay.
Rationalizing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, whatever you need to do to get there, assuming you get picked, I don't know. Like
That's true. They
they
may
may
not
not
like
pick
me
you.
there. That's true.
I
This is
hear they
true.
love you, but there you go.
I don't know. I'll have to talk to Wooder.
Yeah. He's okay. He's fine.
Yeah,
He's fine.
he's up
Um,
late. It is
it's midnight. It's
almost.
no,
Yeah,
it's 11. No, it is midnight. Yeah,
11:44.
it's quarter to midnight.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah. So what? How do you? So Laura, how do you handle the FOMO with with the conferences? Like
Mm.
you just like deal with it? Do you know like
You know,
have a scotch? Like what? How do you deal with it?
yeah, I feel it when I check in on LinkedIn. So maybe FOMO's a little strong, right? Where
Mm,
I know I just remind myself like I made an intentional choice, right? Like and then I'm always like, there's gonna be one conference where I'm gonna get to go and like meet all the people.
hmm
And like it'll happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know it'll happen.
Well,
But like also
it'll
just
happen.
remembering how like I did a lot more speaking before I had kids, which now
Mm,
like they're a little bit older now, but like it was tiring. And I remember trying to do some when they were like really little, and it just like it was too much. It was just too much. And so it was an intentional, conscious choice to like refocus my efforts into the online space and really stay focused there. So
Well,
I
and
think
you've
FOMO, like you just pull yourself out of victim mode, right? Like I'm not a
yeah,
victim here. Like my life will go on. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean you've continued to build, and
Yeah.
so it's not you've not closed that door. You've just chosen to
Yeah.
leave it alone for now, and then when
Yeah.
it's there, when you're ready, it's there.
Yeah. For sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Jen, how about you? How do you deal with FOMO?
Well, can I talk about how my dog deals with FOMO first?
By barking incessantly?
Can you hear him?
Yes.
I apologize. This this headset usually like blocks out the background noise. And so I just kind of let him go. And then somebody just pinged me and says, say hi to Oscar. I'm like, I didn't know you could hear him. Anyway, somebody was at my door. I know who it is because I looked on my Blink doorbell.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just obviously I'm a little occupied, so I'm not going to the door. Um, anyway, back to me. How do I deal with FOMO?
Yeah.
Um, I get engaged as much as I can with the people who are where I wish I was. I text, I chat them out, I pretend I'm there, I maybe FaceTime.
Another
But
healthy response. My God. I just turn my phone off and go like, nope, it's not happening. I stick I stick my head in the I stick my head in the sand. Nope,
no,
it's
I
not
mean,
happening. It's not
ask
happening.
ask me next. You know what, Vince? I will text you next week when other people are in Albuquerque and we're not.
Yeah. Yes,
And
we will talk. But
right,
that was a choice for me as well.
right.
So I'm
Oh,
kind of buying into
yeah.
Laura's argument of like I made a choice.
Uh-huh.
I know why I'm not going next week. Um, and so I'm not taking it personal. It
Yeah.
was my choice. So
Oh, it's never personal, first of all. Like,
I take it very
whether it was my
personal.
choice or not, it's still not personal. Like, it's a
Amy hates
business.
me. Amy hates me. Why wouldn't she bring me to Albuquerque? Amy hates me. No,
No,
it was so sorry, go ahead.
you also have to look at, again, this is this balancing thing I've learned, right? That
Yes.
if there's ever, even if it was a conference I wanted to go to, if I'm not selected for it, it's okay. That's a downtime that I probably needed.
Mm,
So,
yeah. So
so
Really good
can
to
I
see you.
can I
so
share
just
this? I gotta share this morning. I'm sorry.
please.
I was when I when I was when I was talking earlier this morning. I said that I did I tell you guys that I had mentioned this morning about being on this show tonight.
Yes.
Well, it was Beverly that I was talking to this morning. We we had a call, and I think we went off for a good 5 minutes, just the two of us, and everybody else is on the call, and we're going, oh wait, we need to get back from the Jen and Beverly story. The Jen and Beverly show. Let's save that for the Vince show tonight. So now Beverly's here watching us. So
People know about my show. Uh,
I told Beverly
um,
about your show.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm up to 3 people that joined the show then. Um, so I mean, just to show how bad FOMO is, my FOMO is, and I really do need to stick my head in the sand and like pretend that y'all don't exist for like a weekend. Last year, I was not selected to go to Orlando. And that was my doing as well. This is when all that stuff that I talked about earlier was happening. And I just did not I didn't submit. I didn't have the mental capacity. I'm seeing all these goofs rolling in to Orlando on Saturday and Sunday, sending pictures, and I'm like, man, I wish I was there. I don't feel so well. Well, it turns out I had COVID. So I would have turned Orlando Project World into a super spreader event, but I'm on the couch feeling like I'm dying with my youngest daughter who also had it. and we're just like cuddling on the couch, and meanwhile I'm scrolling my phone like, these bastards in Orlando, I wish I was there. That's how bad the FOMO
Oh
was.
no,
I was like just so angry. Oh,
I can't be there anyway.
there's Hans's cooler. Oh man.
Wait, was that this year, Vince, or last year?
Last year, 2022.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I ended
That
up
was
like, we missed Easter. Like we were just, yeah.
oh,
But I'm like,
yeah.
I wish I was. I still wish I was there, infecting all of you.
Well,
Um,
and you know what? There
joking,
were probably
joking,
plenty, there were
joking.
probably several other people there with COVID. I mean,
Probably,
you know,
probably. But
because we were
it was
just
just fun.
starting to take masks off then, I think, weren't we?
I mean, I wasn't. I was still, up until early this year, I was still wearing a mask on a plane. So,
I
but
think
yeah,
Air Canada required it until October of last year. So that particular year, it was the B Resort in Orlando,
yes.
which you may have heard. We missed the B
I
Resort.
heard was a
Vince missed the B
disaster,
Resort.
but
Um, but so I had the mask on, and then I think for the first couple of times out of my room, I would put the mask on, and then realized nobody else here. Oh, right, we're in Florida.
I was gonna say it's Florida.
Right.
Like,
Yes, you're in the south of the US. It's a whole different, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Florida man is real. Florida
Yeah.
man is real.
Yeah.
But it. Oh, I gotta put this up. How do you not? Yeah. And Amy, I got Amy's in San Diego right now, with Culture Summit. So good. Thanks for joining, Amy, and I'll miss you guys next week. I will have my phone broken, or off, but I'll see you guys in a couple weeks in Boston. Um, there we go. So this is how we deal with FOMO. There's always this option as well.
Ah,
My keep a
I just
bottle keep a bottle of red and a bottle of white close by. You never know.
I uh I just pull out my souvenirs from past events.
What the hell is that? Oh,
It's my
the
Harry
Hans
Potter
wand.
magic wand.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
I pull it out every now and then just to get my project back on track.
Please tell me you're joking.
I'm joking.
Okay.
I have pulled it out. I have pulled the wand out at times on calls. Ask Beverly. I think she's seen it.
And then you like Expelliarmus if they like really make you angry.
No, it's just more of an abracadabra, really, because
Right.
you just want it all to just poof, we're done,
Right. Right.
right? And it's perfect, and there's no defects, and there's no missed requirements, because that's how every project really works, right?
Oh, I mean, absolutely.
Yeah,
No one ever misses requirements.
right.
No,
Never.
never. Uh, I got to put this one up. I still have a bunch of these.
Oh
I need to,
yeah.
I need to, I have a couple new keynotes coming out. I'm waiting for an opportunity. Oh, I am keynoting the virtual conference, the fall virtual. So that's exciting. That'll be debuting
Nice.
an interesting one. Um, but yeah, so all right, we've got a couple minutes left. We'll begin our descent. Please put your tray table up and your seat in the upright position. Um, what are you most looking forward to? Because we're like 75%, almost
Mm.
80% of the way through the year. What are you hoping? What are you looking forward to the rest of the year? Laura, I know you said you're working on a book proposal, but what are you looking forward to the rest of the year?
Business wise, personal wise. All right. Yes, I am. I'm going to
Por
set
qué
the
no los dos?
intention that I get a book deal with a publisher for the book. So that is something I'm looking forward to. And I love the holidays. I really do. So when you said that, the first thing I was thinking was like Thanksgiving, Christmas, downtime. It gets
Mhm.
cool here, but not like cold. It's just a great time of year. So yeah.
Fall is my favorite
Yeah.
time. It's unfortunate that that our two nations couldn't align on Thanksgiving.
Mm,
That would have been just the ultimate, but such is
yeah.
life. Such is life.
Yeah.
All right. Jen, how about you? What are you looking forward to? And as you're in the host's position, maybe I
I
should
am.
answer, but yeah,
I am actually looking forward to getting my confirmation for Orlando. That's
yeah.
what I'm most looking forward to.
I mean,
Hmm.
we see it here.
Hmm.
It's now recorded and it's on the internet for posterity, which means
True.
we both should be in Orlando next year. Um, so, Amy, you're now held to this. Um, fantastic. Um, so I'm looking forward to a bunch of things, and I'm hoping I remember it all, but there's a lot of really cool stuff. I'm really looking forward to uh, not so much the being on the road because that's exhausting, but just catching up with the campers in Boston and then again in Chicago at the end of November. I'm looking forward to, as Steve has reminded me, thank you, brother, TEDx, October 21st. Still terrified.
Ooh,
Um,
that's exciting.
no
How to
kidding.
bury the lead, Vince?
I talked about this a couple weeks ago.
I mean, yes, I heard that a couple of weeks ago when I listened to your show.
Yeah, because I know that you watch them all, Jen. Yeah, I'm doing a TEDx. I'm
That's
not like
exciting.
thinking I'm cool or anything. I'm sure they just Googled, speaker and my town because it happens to be in my town, and so it,
So you got
I'm
invited. Like you didn't apply. You got invited
yeah
to
yeah
be.
yeah 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 yeah
That's
That's
amazing.
yeah.
that's pretty
So
cool.
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. So there's that bunch of other travel, personal, which is kind of awesome. So I'm looking forward to that, and I am looking forward to the next couple courses that I've got coming out on LinkedIn, and I'm really looking forward to the BA Jam, which
Yes.
is kicking off next week, I think. In
Next
the
week,
lead up
actually.
lead
Yeah.
up to the BA day. You have the schedule, I think, Jen. But
I
in
yeah.
the lead up to BA day, and I've got three shows, which
Nice.
I am. The theme is past, present, and future. So
Cool.
on October the I got to get my dates now. On October the 12th, the show is Past with
Yep.
Danelka Sarah. Don't tell her that she's on the Past show. Uh, on the 16th, we'll be live in Boston, and that's going to be the present with Jamie Champagne and
Nice.
friend of the show, Stephen A. Jones.
Nice.
And on October the 26th is the future episode. And I've got Maria Becerra, who used to
Nice.
be in Hamilton. She's now in Toronto. And I'm going to add a second guest, still in negotiations, but I want to give some new voices to some new BAs because it's enough of us. We are at this point we're the old guard. Um, we're not the old guard, but we're not new either. So I want to get some new voices out here, and so Maria has been on the show, but I'm going to bring her back in. I still do not want to restart my computer. Um, and and yeah, so it's going to be great. A bunch of other folks are hosting episodes of their show. So Angela Wick,
Hmm.
Philip Hendricks, Fabricio, Steve and AJ, Judy Alter, like a bunch of us are
Hmm.
hosting shows throughout the month. So it's going to be free, 20 days of free content, all in the lead up to BA Day on November the 1st. So Adrian Reed, how did I forget Adrian? It's going to
Yeah.
be awesome. It's going to Joe Newman and Ryan Folster. Like I'm just name dropping at this point. It's going to be
Yeah.
awesome. Check it out. And with that, we are at time. Laura, thank you so much for joining. I hope this wasn't too painful.
Thank you so
Jen,
much for having me. It was a lot of fun.
thank you. Jen, you are a delight as always, and I'm pleasantly surprised that you didn't share the invite with Jen Batten and Jen Forrest. So that
I
has
I
earned
wouldn't.
you an invite back because you can be
Yay!
trusted. You can be trusted. Thanks everyone. We
Speaking
will.
of Jen Batten, I have to show off my shirt before we go anywhere.
I've got that. I've got that somewhere.
She made it for me.
Oh, I have it as a luggage tag.
Ah,
Um, I got it from Adrian when I was at BBC in 2019, the one in Texas. Anyways, folks, thanks everyone for joining. We're gonna close it out with our, remember we have a close song now. We'll see you in a couple weeks with Danelkis with the first episode of this as part of the BA Jam. Bye.
bye.